Hello students, this is CA Prachi Rustagi. Hope you all are doing well. So, I welcome you all to the accountancy class of class 11th. So, in the previous classes, we have learnt about some terms or accounting terms which are used by the business organization like liabilities, drawings, capital, assets, etc. So now today also we are going to learn about some basic accounting terms which are also used in the business organization. The first term is goods. So I will explain you that what goods are with the help of an example. Suppose you are a trader of air conditioners. So what you do is you purchase the air conditioners from the air conditioner manufacturer and then sell it to the customers. So all the ACs which you purchase for resale will be known as goods for your business. Now let's take another example. Suppose you are AC manufacturer. So you will buy some parts or components which you will combine to make an AC and then deliver it to the customers. Right? So all these parts and components which are purchased to produce the final product are known as goods for the business organization. I'll read out the definition to you so that you understand it better. All those things which are purchased for resale. So as you have seen in the first example that the AC trader was purchasing the ACs and then selling it to the customers. So all the air conditioners for his business will be known as goods for the business. Or which are used for producing the finished products which are also meant to be sold. So in the second example, the AC manufacturer is purchasing some parts or components. So those parts or components will be known as goods for that AC manufacturer because he is ultimately going to produce a finished product out of it, that is AC, and then he is going to sell it to the end user. The next concept is of expenses. So as you all know that a business incur a lot of costs for producing the goods or rendering of services. For example, if you have a factory and it is rented, the business has to pay the rent, the electricity bills, the labor cost, that is the salary or wages of the labor and the office employees, and etc. There are numerous costs which are incurred by the business so that the business can produce the goods and deliver it to the customers. So any cost which is incurred in producing or selling the goods, that means any cost which is incurred on advertisement also is an expense for the business. On television, you see a lot of advertisements. So all the expenses or all the cost which is incurred for giving those advertisements on TV is also an expense for the business. So I hope this is clear to you. Let's move on to the next term. That is revenue. So when you sell the goods to the customer and you receive the amount from that customer, that amount is known as revenue. So revenue is the amount which is finally recovered from your customers on selling of products or rendering of services. We are giving both the examples because a business can be providing goods or the business can provide services as well. Like for example, Ola and Uber provide you travel services. So they don't provide you with a product, but they provide you with a service of transport from one place to another. So they are also a business. So whatever fare they are collecting from their customers is their revenue. Let's move on to the next term, that is profit. So suppose if a company is providing some goods or rendering some services, and they are collecting the revenue from the customers. So that revenue is collected from the customers. That is the amount received by the business. That is a inflow in the business. And expenses are an outflow from the business. For receiving the revenue or for generating this revenue, a business incurs a lot of expenses. So profit is incurred when the revenue exceeds the expenses. That means profit is equals to total revenue minus total expenses. Suppose a business has earned a total revenue of 7,25,000 and the expenses incurred for generating that revenue is 7 lakhs. So the profit for the business will be 25,000. The next term is loss. So loss is opposite of profit. That means that the expenses which are incurred by the business are in excess of the total revenue. So suppose if I reverse the figures in the first example, the expenses are 7,25,000 and the revenue is 7 lakhs. So a business has incurred a loss of rupees 25,000. Students, you must know that the word loss sometimes also denote an unfavorable activity which does not benefit the organization. Suppose in your factory a fire has incurred, and because of that fire some machinery and some goods have been burnt. So this is a loss by fire. So like loss by fire, loss by theft, the word loss is also used to denote these activities as well. In this, you should also understand that there is a difference between expenses and losses. Losses are not incurred to generate revenue, but a business incurs expenses to generate revenue. They do some expenses, or the business does some expenses so that they can generate, or the business can generate some revenue because of those expenses. But losses are not done to generate revenue. They are just some unfavorable activities which does not give any benefit to the business organization. The next term is purchases. In business, purchases word is used only for the items which are the goods in which the business deals. So suppose if a person is doing a business of furniture, right, and it purchases some furniture. So for that the word purchases will be used because it is dealing in furniture. Now, if a clothing manufacturer purchases some furniture to be placed in his office, so that furniture is not purchases for clothing business because it is an asset for the clothing business. So you must understand that purchases is the term which is used to denote the purchase of goods in which the business deals. The clothing manufacturer is dealing in clothes. So whatever furniture it is purchasing to put in the office is not purchases for that particular business. It is assets for that business. But if a furniture dealer or manufacturer purchases some wood or furniture, then it is termed as purchases for that particular business. Let's come to the next term, that is purchase return. Sometimes in business what happens is when you purchase some goods, there is some default in those or there is some the they are not as per the quality you expected from the supplier. So what the business does, they return the goods to the manufacturer or they return the goods to the supplier. So that is called purchase return. We also use the word return outward for purchase returns. The next term is sales. So, as similar to purchases, the term sales is also used to denote the items which you have or the goods which you have for resale purposes, right? So, you are dealing in stationery, right? You have a stationery shop or a stationery business. Whatever stationery you are selling to the customer is your sales. So the goods in which you are dealing, when you give those goods or provide those goods to your customer, then that is termed as sales. Now suppose if in your business there is some old furniture which you are not using and your business is of clothing, you sell that furniture to somebody. So that sales is not termed as sales, it will be termed as the asset being sold, right? The next term is sales return. Sometime when you sell the goods to the customers and it is not as per their requirements or there is some quality issue with that product or the customer does not require that product, that customer returns the goods to the seller. So that is known as sales return for the business. So suppose you purchase some product like a watch from Flipkart and that watch is not as per your expectations and you return that watch to Flipkart. So for Flipkart, it will be like sales return, or for the seller who is selling that watch on the Flipkart platform, it is a sales return for them. The next term is debtors. The persons or firms to whom goods or services are provided on credit. ऑन क्रेडिट मीन्स कि आप किसी को उधार पे सामान बेच रहे हैं एंड द पेमेंट इज स्टिल ड्यू फ्रॉम देम. So suppose you have sold some product to a customer who says that he will repay you after 2 months. So for 2 months he will become your debtor. But you have to remember that you have provided the goods or services on credit basis. If the customer has provided you the cash, right out, then he will not be your debtor anymore, right? When you do the sales, if it's a cash sales, then you will just receive this cash amount from the customer. He will not be your debtor. The next is, or the last term for today is creditors. So creditors are persons or firms from whom goods have been purchased or services procured on credit and payment is still due, right? So what you have done is, you have the AC business. I'll take the first example again. Suppose you have the AC manufacturing business. You have purchased some product from X Limited. You have purchased some components or some parts, but you don't have the money right now to pay Mr. X or X Limited. So what you do is, you tell them that you will give the money to them after 1 month, 2 months, or whatever the time which is suitable for you. So X Limited will become creditor for your business. So debtors are your assets and creditors are your liabilities, because you need to pay your creditors and from debtors you will receive the money in future. So these are the few terms which we have learned today. So we have learned what goods are, what purchases are, what sales are, what purchase return is, what sales return is, debtors, creditors. We have learnt about these concepts today. We have also learnt about that what revenue is and what expenses means for a business. What actually profit is. So profit is actually the difference between revenue and expenses. And if the expenses are more or over and above the revenue of the business, it is a loss for the business. So these are the few terms we have learned today, students. Hope to see you in the next class. Thank you.